Cruz versus Rubio, winning Nevada and Texas. Cruz versus Rubio, winning Nevada and Texas. Thank you for tuning in to Laurel at the Black Political Buzz Network. Let's briefly address the current campaign trail feud between 2016 GOP presidential candidates Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio. Both men are Latino U.S. senators. Both men are of Cuban descent. Both men are Republicans. And both men are 2016 GOP presidential candidates. And they're fighting against one another. Tit for tat, tat for tit. He said, she said. Now, Marco Rubio currently is an establishment favorite. He's standing almost, toe-to-toe with Donald Trump in the eyes of voters. Even though Marco Rubio hasn't won any primaries or caucuses as of yet, I do believe this turn. I do believe that he's close to winning. But Ted Cruz won Iowa. That's questionable. I repeat, Ted Cruz won Iowa, but that is questionable. I'm not saying that he didn't win fairly but it's questionable considering that in Iowa, the Ted Cruz's campaign staff told a lie on Ben Carson, who was also a 2016 GOP presidential candidate. He's the only black candidate in the race, and Ted Cruz's campaign staff lied and told many voters and put out the word on a robocall that Ben Carson was that his campaign was folding and being suspended. And Ted Cruz, was able to capture some of Ben Carson's supporters. So even though it's said that even though the media reports that Ted Cruz won Iowa, because of how Ted Cruz won Iowa, it's questionable if he really did win Iowa. I believe that Iowa was actually either won by Donald Trump or Marco Rubio. I believe that if Ted Cruz had not told that lie, L-I-E, that big lie on Ben Carson's campaign, that either Donald Trump or Marco Rubio would have won Iowa. So Ted Cruz's win in Iowa is questionable to this day. Well, today is Monday, February 22nd, 2016. And it was announced all over the media today that Ted Cruz fired one of his key campaign staffers, Rick Tyler, who was his communications director. He fired Rick Tyler, his communications director, for lying on Marco Rubio repeatedly. Now, Marco Rubio did call out Ted Cruz, and rightfully so. Marco Rubio rightfully called out Ted Cruz's campaign on this lying. Because now we know politics is dirty. Politics is very dirty. Politics is very dirty. It comes with the territory. It's part of the political process. The dirty tricks and politics and the lies and the slander and all that mess is part of the territory when you're dealing in the political process. But to that extent, it's like Ted Cruz had gone to the extreme in his lying. Even Donald Trump called Ted Cruz a big liar. Well, today Ted Cruz was forced to fire his campaign communications director because of the lies that was being told on other candidates on the GOP campaign trail. Now, I believe that if Ted Cruz had won South Carolina, that he would not have fired Rick Tyler. I repeat, I believe that if Ted Cruz's dirty politics had worked against Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz had won South Carolina, that Rick Tyler would still have his job today. So Ted Cruz only fired Rick Tyler when the stuff he was doing didn't work. All that dirt, it backfired, it didn't work. So now we approach the Nevada caucus and the Texas primary for the GOP. Ted Cruz is in trouble. Ted Cruz is in trouble. Even though Texas is Ted Cruz's state, he's in trouble with the voters. Because Marco Rubio has gained favor with the voters because of his integrity, because of Rubio's integrity, and because of Trump's integrity. These two men, Trump and Rubio, have gained favor with the voters. Cruz is in trouble. Kasich and Carson, everyone predicts that they're gonna drop out because they no reason to stay in the race. Really, I mean, they're not making any traction. Neither Carson or Kasich are making any traction anymore. Jeb Bush has already stepped out the race when he lost South Carolina last Saturday night. So really, it's a Trump-Rubio race, and I'm praying. I am one, that's praying that Trump and Rubio will team up and be the dream team for the GOP, riding into the November election. But for Rubio and Cruz to be going at it, I believe that Cruz knows his days are numbered. Cruz knows his days are numbered. He knows he's not going to be the nominee. He's trying to destroy Marco Rubio, but in the process, he's dividing the party. Cruz is very divisive. Trump was right about this. Trump said that Cruz was very divisive, and he is. Cruz appears to be so selfish and divisive, he didn't even care that he's sabotaging the GOP's chances against Hillary Clinton in November. How can you be so selfish? Ted Cruz just drop out the race and let it be a Trump versus Rubio dream team. But no, Cruz is being selfish, making himself look bad. Now, he's a senator. Cruz is a U.S. senator, just as Rubio is. But if Rubio does not become the nominee for president of the GOP for 2016, and if Donald Trump becomes the nominee, and he doesn't choose Rubio as his VP pick, Rubio will be saved because of his integrity. Cruz, I doubt seriously if Cruz will be reelected as a senator in the state of Texas. I doubt it because of the tricks he's pulled on the campaign trail, the dirt, the slander. So now, as Trump, Rubio, and Cruz face the Nevada caucus, which is tomorrow, and the Texas primary on March 1st, which man out of Rubio? We know Trump is going to be standing. We know Trump is going to continue to stand and be the front runner. But between the two Cubans, the two Latinos, Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz, which man will win Nevada? Which man will win Texas? I predict that Marco Rubio will be second in command in both Nevada and Texas. I believe that Trump is going to win Nevada and Texas, and that Rubio is going to be second place. And I'm hoping and praying that Rubio and Trump will team up and become the GOP dream team for the election in 2016 for president and VP. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it would be nice. But Ted Cruz needs to really consider. I mean, is he an asset to the GOP or a liability? Ted Cruz, you need to rethink why you're in this camp, why you're in the race, why you're still in the race. Are you a liability to the GOP for 2016, or are you an asset? If you're being divisive, then you're a liability. I think Kasich and Carson need to go ahead on and step out. Cruz needs to reconsider. After Texas, if Cruz loses Texas, he needs to just step on down, point blank, like Jeb Bush did. So Rubio versus Cruz, winning Nevada and Texas. I believe that Rubio is going to win. I believe that Trump is going to win first, and that Rubio is going to be second in command. That's just my thoughts. Thank you for tuning in to the Black Political Buzz Network. My name is Laurel, and goodbye.